Welcome to Immigration Insider with your host, Attorney John Nicelli. This podcast is an educational forum on how to deal with complex aspects of immigration and pitfalls to avoid. You can find this show on all the major platforms, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on our website, johnnicelli.com. Now here's the host of Immigration Insider, Attorney John Nicelli.
Hey, Mr. Trump, I have a question for you. Have you ever been to visit the monument in New York Harbor called the Statue of Liberty? Did you know, Mr. Trump, that on that statue, there's actually an inscription? And that inscription reads, I'll read it to you, so in case you haven't read it or heard about it. Give me your tired, your masses, your huddled masses, your poor, yearning to breathe free. That's been on the Statue of Liberty for New York, in New York Harbor, since the French gave us the Statue of Liberty. Unfortunately, your administration is doing the complete opposite. What you are doing with the immigration system is destroying families. You are arresting American citizens. You're arresting parents whose children are serving in the United States military. And your ICE people are arresting families who have been here for 20 and 30 years, who have no criminal record, who pay their taxes, who are contributing members of society, who own businesses here and employ American citizens and do everything they're supposed to do. But your priority, for whatever reasons, is to eliminate as many people who are not born in the United States from living in the United States. And that policy is 100% wrong. Now, to make things worse, for people to have a file for asylum, you've decided, or someone in your administration at least, decided to sign these asylum cooperative agreements. And what are they? Do you even know? Asylum cooperative agreements are agreements the United States has signed with approximately 15 countries so far who have agreed to take foreign nationals who've applied for asylum in the United States. So what happens is when you go to court before an immigration judge and you tell the judge or you file an asylum application, the government now makes a motion to pre-submit. And what that means is the government asks the judge to cancel the case, not consider the application, because we, the United States government, has agreed that these other countries will take anyone who's filed for asylum in the United States. So unfortunately now, what you're doing is you're sending people to these third countries. So the judge orders them deported, and now you're denying the people the right to file for asylum, which is the reason they are in the United States. They sought to seek the protections of the United States government, where they could be safe and free, just like the inscription on the Statue of Liberty says, yearning to breathe free. Now what you've done is they're sending these people to third countries where they have no ties, where they have no connections, where they have absolutely nowhere to go. And sometimes what's happening when you send them to like El Salvador, for example, people are actually being tortured for no reason, only because your administration has decided to send them to a place like El Salvador. And there's a number of other countries that are definitely not safe that you have given the image and the belief to judges that it's perfectly safe to send these people to whatever country it is. And now the bigger problem is after these people are going to these countries, some of them are being incarcerated for no reason, with no hope of ever getting out. You probably have to pay somebody off to get out. And then others are being sent to the country of origin where they came from, and they left to come to the United States to be safe. This is what is going on today, and this is an outrage, an absolute outrage, and a disgrace to our democracy. And we are a disgrace to the world in the way you're treating people. Remember, the immigrants built the cities of New York and all the major cities in the United States. If it wasn't for immigrants who did all the hard work building roads and tunnels and train tunnels and huge buildings all over the place, America wouldn't be what it is today. It was the immigrants that did all that. But for some reason, you and your administration have forgotten all about that. Why? It just boggles the mind why. And now you seem to be listening to Mr. Stephen Miller, who now has basically agreed and ordered, I don't know if he did the ordering, but basically set it up that the United States government is now buying warehouses. And I know of at least three warehouses that they've already bought, which they're now converting to prisons. Isn't that interesting? So the more people that you deport or have orders of deportation on, now instead of them being released and possibly doing an appeal, or even if they do an appeal, now you'll take them into custody and put them into these warehouse jails. So now you can say, wow, we have a lot of room to put these people now. Let's treat them more miserable as miserable as we can. It's outrageous what's going on. It's really an outrage. But this is what you're doing every day of the week, creating chaos for whatever reasons and really mistreating people. And it's very sad what's happening today because you are destroying this nation slowly but surely with your immigration policies. As of yesterday, there was a notice published in the Federal Register that now, if you appeal your case, you no longer have 30 days to appeal. You must appeal a decision within 10 days. And then when your case and your notice of appeal arrives at the Board of Immigration Appeals, you know what Mr. Trump they're going to do? I'm sure Mr. Miller was behind this one. Well, it's discretionary whether they're going to accept any appeal. You know what that tells me? That tells me that 95% or more of appeals that are sent to the Board of Immigration Appeals will be turned around and not accepted as a matter of discretion. That, Mr. Trump, is a disgrace. It's against the Due Process Clause, and it's against everything we stand for. And it's about time you start waking up and listening to people like myself who have been in business for 43 years as an immigration attorney. And if you want to know, my name is John Nicelli, and I have an office in New York City. And I've been representing immigrants for 43 years before the immigration courts and the USCIS and formerly INS. So speak to people that have experience. Speak to immigration judges. Speak to immigration prosecutors. Speak to the ICE people who are arresting these people reluctantly in many cases. Okay? Speak to those people who know what's going on in the world of immigration. And stop listening to people like Stephen Miller who don't have a clue. And all they're doing is violating people's rights. It's an outrage. And it must stop now. Thank you.
You've been tuning into Immigration Insider with your host, attorney John Nicelli. You can find this show on all the major platforms, including YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and on our website, johnnicelli.com. Thank you for your positive reviews, comments, questions, and for sharing this show with others.